What is the deal, beautiful people?
Welcome all. Welcome home.
What's good, y'all?
Welcome back to the podcast, recording live from quarantine.
Social.
My name is Ramon.
And this is Social Distancing Kickstart.
And this is, I don't know who I am right now. Snow.
Before we kick things off, I got a question for you gentlemen, man. Give me a scenario or the story behind the following phrase. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shit. Shit usually goes hand in hand with are you fucking kidding me?
Who want to go first?
I guess I can go first.
I'm not sure I fully understand, so let's go.
Well, you explain, Ramon.
You know when you just like you minding your business and some shit is so appalling to you.
All right.
You know what I mean? And you just kind of be like, "What? Yo, this motherfucker,
are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Yeah, see, you can add or take away to "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah,
like, you know.
All right, so roll out.
Are you fucking kidding me? I would probably like. So you would like to hear a scenario where that may have applied for me?
Yeah, like a story or something. When was the last time you said that phrase? You was at that point.
Shit, I say that shit all the time on the road. Like I mean, for a person like myself that drives to work day in and day out, well, at least 5 days a week now, I get the are you fucking kidding me rather frequently, really, because, you know, people in New York are better drivers than people elsewhere, but they're not good in their prospective state. Like, people in New York really, really don't know how to drive. But I will say this, people in New York generally drive better than people from New Jersey and PA.
Yeah, he's starting wars.
No, listen.
And I agree with you because people from fucking Jersey can't drive.
I mean,
what?
I mean, I don't know if you've seen, like, if you've really. So in the morning times when you got a lot of people going to work, a lot of people trying to beat the traffic, a lot of people and quite honestly, it's a lot of people from PA that come into New York, and they from PA and from New Jersey, but from pretty much both, they come into New York and they are going to work.
And Connecticut as well, right?
But they're coming from the other direction. So I would never really see them. So
got it.
But you have people coming in from Jersey and PA, and it's like you're driving, all right, you see them and you know they're around, and then it seems like they are becoming frustrated about how we're driving, but I'm driving fast. I'm driving above speed limit, but it's early, so I'm safe. But because I'm in his way, driving beyond the speed limit, allegedly, he feels like, okay, and it's usually Jersey. Jersey drivers feel like that's not good enough for me. So I'm going to damn near cause an accident, speed past me, damn near cause an accident, in the process of going past me. And yeah, and then so now I revert to, are you fucking kidding me? Because like, it's, are you fucking kidding me, or what the fuck are you doing? Which is
yeah, and you stay at that with trucks.
Yeah. Trucks are really bad. Trucks are really bad because at night their vision has diminished 75%.
Yeah.
So
I see your beef. What you guys know?
I'm still sitting on it. Cause I have one that's like driver related. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was
Tawann got a point. That's usually where that comes up.
Yeah.
Driving.
Yeah.
Driving is definitely a problem.
Definitely. I think I just came home from no, not came home. I returned home from North Carolina. I picked up the Soul Glow. You know what I mean? And we made it back to New York City like around like 4:30, 4:45. I had to drop my dad home first. Then I had to get on the ride. I had to get on the route and then go home and then go to work from home, right? No rest. And I'm thinking like, yo, it's good money. It's only like 4:45. You know what I mean? 4:50. I should be able to cruise home. You know, no problem. I might step on it a little bit because, you know, who's out here with me? Fam, I got on the shit that from 495 that connects to, I forget what it is that connects to that then gets you to the belt. Fam, almost got ran off the road. Like, everybody was out here driving with skill too. I just wasn't, you know, no one told me. Like, this is what it is. Like, motherfuckers is out here doing lane changes like shit straight out of a movie. Like, I'm out here like, yo. And one of my biggest beefs with the belt is like, yo, motherfuckers can't drive in the belt. I don't know why they think it's the Baja. Well, I had to apologize. I still remain my same beef with the belt. But when it comes between the hours of 4:50 and 5:15 or 5:30 in the morning, nah. Right. Those are the best drivers in New York City. Because
Need for Speed Underground,
it's not even them. You see dudes with Trailblazers that's like from the 90s. Son, they be merging in and out of traffic. Like, no one's using blinkers and no one's like brake checking. Son, everything is just smooth. And I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta get off the fucking road. Like, I don't belong here right now. Like, and I'm a decent driver. I don't know if it's because, you know, I was tired or whatever, but like, I ain't never seen that shit before in New York City. Not like that. I think the closest I saw that was like the BQE one time when I was coming back from Virginia one time, and you know, I was up, so you know, I was able to like be stupid with them, but like, I was like, damn, son, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I didn't know y'all was getting busy like this in the morning, because all the accidents you hear on the in the belt usually is around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Like rush hour.
Between 6 and 7, yeah.
Right. So between, you know, 4:50 to about 6, you don't hear no accidents. Those are the best of the best. And I was just like, damn.
Goddamn Mario Andretti's out there wilding.
Damn. Like, I wish I had like a dash cam so I could like record the shit and just show. Like, I had there was some grandmother in an M5 fucking wax me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when you put that all into perspective, it's like, wait, that's funny. That's like really fucking funny. Like, really, what happened?
Son, like, and it was a shocking display for me because, you know, again, I'm thinking I've driven home 4:30 in the morning before, 4 o'clock in the morning before. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I've ever done it on a Monday morning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is the beginning of the work week. And it's like, son, they was out here getting it, fam. I was just like, shit. You boy.
So
that's motherfuckers, they be like, yeah, I'm 20 minutes from the job.
Yeah.
But you work in Brooklyn, you live in Long Island.
Yeah.
How?
If they travel at that time, yeah.
Wherever you live, you are 20 minutes from the job. Let me tell you. So, because like with me, I mean, when I plug up into the car, well, it's, you know, into Apple CarPlay, Apple. It says, how long does it take to get to work? It usually will say about 34 minutes. Now, one thing I realized with Apple CarPlay and other apps that tell you how long it takes to get somewhere, they usually give you a buffer of maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So I usually beat that by about 10 minutes. So if it says if I leave for work at 4:20 and it says, okay, you get to work in 31 minutes. So that means I'll be there at about 4:51, give or take. I'm usually there with about 10 minutes early. So I'd be there about 4:41 or 4. But you know what? I'm usually not wilding, because if there's no cars on the road, then they're minimum cars. So it's a straight shot, maybe change lanes, change back, straight shot. Get on the little thing to get to the goannas, straight shot. The little spot where what is that? It's not the goannas. It's the by the promenade, straight shot. Off the promenade by the bridges, mini whatever. Then you got the straight shot down. So it's like straight shots. I'm usually doing probably 65, 70. But
that's good speed.
But but no one is ever I'm happy there in a half hour. Nope. It's 20 minutes. 20 fucking minutes.
20 minutes, 20 bro. Minutes. So since we keep in with the driving theme, it's my story. I had two. One's super quick after this. But Tawann and I were going to King's Plaza. For those of you who don't know, King's Plaza is our local legendary mall.
Is it ever?
You can get your neighborhood stabbings there, fires in the parking lot, Jordans for sale on Saturday,
shootouts,
oatmeal cookies, and beautiful young women floating around, 5.5 and girls.
One-stop shop.
So, yeah, it's just where you want to be. So we going to King's Plaza. I forget why we're going to King's Plaza. Oh, I think we were going to get the wedding shoes, shoes for the wedding.
Yeah, I remember.
And so we pulls up in the shit. Now, see, Tawann's a man of patience. I ain't about it. So we pull up. The parking lot's full. I'm like, all right, well, I think there was construction that day, so the parking lot was unusually packed.
Yeah.
So Tawann just pulls up about halfway through and parks up. We just gonna wait for somebody to come out. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. We'll just sit here and chop it up. 10 minutes later, as advertised, here comes somebody, a family or whatever. I forgot what it was. And they hop in the minivan or whatever the fuck. And they're loading whatever they bought in the car or the van. So we are, we're all the way to the right. There's an open driving lane to the left, to our left, and then there's the cars parked, and we're right there. So a wild fuckboy shows up next to us. So we kind of just look over like, nah, can't be. So we're thinking he's just, slowing up to allow this guy to pull his cart or whatever the hell out of the way so he can just keep driving. But my man stops driving. Yeah. So he's kind of like literally parallel parked next to us now. So Tawann's like, oh, he really believes that this park is for him.
Yeah, it was "Are you fucking kidding me" moment, but carry on.
So Tawann honks the horn, beep, and points to the parking lot. We're waiting for that part.
Right.
Random fuckboy rolls down his window and says, "Do you know that person?"
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
Was it the female in the car or was it? It was
no,
dude?
It was the dude.
Okay.
He said, "Do you know those people?" We're just like, what? All right. So Tawann just rolls the window.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk.
This is an agitating question. Like, he was milliseconds from getting dragged up out his car
in the worst way.
So whomever it was that was occupying the parking spot is now done. He backs out and he goes about his business. So Tawann puts the truck in madman drive, skirt, and we in the spot.
Yeah, one time.
Right? So there's no, the Jamaicans would say, no long talking.
Yeah, no.
we ain't here to have a conversation with you. We try to get this part, get in, get out. So we parked. Fuckboy pulls up behind us, and his woman gets out.
Yeah,
and she starts rattling off, "I can't believe how fucking ignorant people are."
Right.
I can't. You guys, no respect. And we're just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And
we were parked here for 15 minutes waiting for
a spot.
spot. like human beings. So you decide that you can just pull up and not be aware of your surroundings and say, that's for me. So I'm like, nah, so you know, you can't do anything to her.
Oh no. That's why I
So
stayed silent.
Right. He's silent, but I'm fitting to say the most wild and disrespectful shit possible because I want him to get out the car.
No, young lady, you are the mouthpiece. And it further lets us know that he is big pussy.
So, son, now I'm stewing. Tawann's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
We get out the car, and he's just like, oh, these are two big motherfuckers.
Big, bristly.
So I looked at him, then I looked at his woman, and I'm like, and I'm trying to like egg her on, keep talking.
Yeah.
But she kind of like, everything's under her
it's
breath
all
now.
a mumble.
And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all made me lace up my shoes.
For sure.
Tighten up my
you
belt.
know, this man doesn't wear socks, so he has to lace tight.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It was just like, what are you fucking, like, what planet are we on that you, like, come on, people, pay attention. Like, look how somebody's about to make the newspapers because it's just wild, dumb shit.
Right.
But anyway.
And that's that whole scenario, not transportation, but that whole event, it was just like, I like, you know, when you don't come for something, but then
we wasn't here for the
we're not
smoke.
here. This man has a wedding to he's prepping for. I'm here dealing with the whole wedding prep. You know, I gotta get shoes. We trying to figure out what fucking shoes we gonna wear. And now out of the depths of the blue, not just the blue, but the depths out the shithole of the blue. This is what we got to deal with in the parking lot. Nah, B, nah. If you say another word, I'm getting him. And then
we did pretty good though. We escaped
sure.
without an issue.
You know what's annoying about the whole story, right? Is
everything.
No. The part that we're never gonna hear. They're gonna go somewhere. They're gonna have a large conversation with all the actors.
Oh, yeah.
And all like, I wish I was about 2 seconds. They lucky this, lucky that.
Yeah.
And the thing and the whole thing is like, fam, y'all were wrong from the get go.
But
son, from the get go.
But so I will say this, and we can carry on to our next objective. I will say this. There is, and it probably, I don't want to make it general. I don't want to make it general because I think that's unfair to all people. But what I find, and I'm not sure where they were from, but I find that a lot of people who are indigenous to where they were from, because I don't know where they were from. I can tell kind of sort of by the accent the lady had, but I'm not going to generalize. I don't want to say a superiority complex, but they have a tendency to believe they're just better than everyone else.
That is a large. I disagree in a very small part of it, but I generally agree with what you're saying.
Right, and
because I'm also included in that conversation, I think you're right.
You're right, and that's my point. You don't get it from everyone, all right, but you do. Yeah. There are subsects of individuals that will distance themselves. Not even in social distancing, but just distance themselves from everyone else as to say, okay, well, I'm not going over there, or I'm not this, or I'm pulling into this parking lot, and because we happen to be coming past the car, and despite the fact that yes, you are here, but because we're in motion, we are entitled to this entitlement.
It was pretty wild to see the whole thing unfold.
Entitlement. Be careful with entitlement. That's
I like the speaking, sir, of unfold.
unfold.
Let's talk about foldable
God
devices.
damn it! Didn't we have this conversation?
This topic, we had this conversation, but not on a podcast.
It was infancy at that point,
Yeah, I mean,
so to speak.
what? So, I think there's a lot of different examples of foldable phones in the last few months, and this is amidst the original. The original landmine that Samsung laid down for themselves.
Was
right?
it?
Yeah, that was the Galaxy Fold. Remember, they came out and it just wasn't ready, and reviewers tore it apart. It tore itself apart, quite honestly speaking.
Literally.
And then it was kind of like, yeah, this isn't quite ready. And they came back again with the Fold. They re-released it, which I think is the first time I remember that happening. Yeah, so there's a Galaxy Fold, and my specific question is, which design is best? Do each of you guys think is best, and which one do we generally think will win? Because I think foldable is the future, right? Because as we look to have more of a surface, the obvious thing, humans like to fold shit. Right. You fold a book. You fold your laptop. You know what I mean? If we can fold a tablet, we would, because that means you get double the real estate. And I think our phones are such a stalemate right now. It's just a big slab of glass. Folding, I think, is definitely the next step.
I can agree. But Snow, what do you think before I dive in? I delve in.
I think the only real one that's going to be successful is the Motorola Razr. You know,
that form factor, or specifically
that form factor that the Razr is doing. Matter of fact, it's the Motorola Razr Black. I think they're going to be the only ones that's going to make anything happen. Of course, the Samsung The Z Flip will sell because it's Samsung. You know, at this point, people just can't keep their dick out of anything Samsung related. So it's gonna make its sales. But I think really the Motorola Z Flip is gonna be the most practical one. I mean, you know, there's a bunch of them out there. Like there's a Flex Pow 2. You know, TCL was trying to do one. You know, Xiaomi's doing one. There's some weird ass shit from Apple's looking like they're trying to do one.
Apple's got the patents,
and you know Lenovo's gonna have one that's probably gonna go around the wrist or some shit like that. And you know, I don't really think it's the wave. I think it'll be like a nice percentage, but it's gonna come down to just the Motorola Razr. The Razr, everybody wants that phone. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted a Razr today, but nobody knew what a Razr today would be. So the fact that it's a flippable phone now, a foldable phone, and you put that Razr name on it, that's perfect. That's like if Sidekick wanted to drop another one today. Well, that would make sense today, you know, and those would be the only two that would do it. But as far as the rest of them go, you know, I really don't see it. I don't really see them doing too much.
I would challenge you as a budget conscious consumer, because that's your thing. You always look for the value. I don't mind the Razr. I quite like the design. But it's got some huge shortcomings. The Razr's 1500,
but the Razr's always had shortcomings, but it was marketed towards a demographic that didn't care. And I feel like those people will still will be the same thing. Like they don't care. That Razr is a brand. It's like people still stand by it.
I think I see that track. I'm on board with you there. And I think when the Razr sort of broke into the market and became like a technology icon, first of all, Motorola developed that. They earned those stripes, right? They had the StarTAC. They had the two-way pages that we love. So they were kind of the Apple of their day. They earned their stripes. The Razr today, however, I think doesn't have that identity, and I don't think nostalgia is enough to catapult it to a place where people are willing to forgive how lackluster it is. because of the brand and it's beautiful. And when I say lackluster, I mean the tech that's in it is old.
Yeah.
Number one, the battery life is shit. Number two, and then it's pricey on top of that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Apple can get away with that. You know what I mean? And Apple is the Razr.
It's about $1,500. It is pricey. And then the one thing I always try to tell you, when all this stuff that we're doing, right? You got to remember who we are. Fam, the Razrs never had good battery life. I don't care what no one says. Like, they've never had good. Son, no, they have not.
It wasn't. No. I said it. Like, I agree totally.
None of them phones did.
And yet, everybody had that beautiful pink one. Everybody had that beautiful red one. Everyone had that rare, what was that? That greenish blue looking one. Like, people.
And that was when they started releasing other colors to the Razr. Because when I had it, it was just black.
The pink
Absolutely. One. Like,
so,
look at the Rogues, the Nissan Rogues, right? Come on.
Right.
Between us, I'm not even a car dude. Why would you be in a Rogue? But yet,
I couldn't answer.
But yet,
why would you be in a Nissan? Period.
Right.
But let me
hold on.
let me
finish
ask
that though. Right. And yet, how many of them we seeing on the streets?
Do you see Rogues? I don't look for them, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
No, they're all the time.
Son, all the time in the streets.
Okay.
But so to Snow's point, and I'll enter a challenge to Ramon. Remember when I had the Motorola Razr? You had a flip phone that was a Microsoft phone. I don't remember what was the brand, the parent brand, but it had Microsoft on it.
Yeah, it was Windows CE, Windows Mobile.
And I'm like
Windows Mobile. Sorry.
So I felt like the phone was awesome, but I couldn't lend myself to that type of device at that time. And you used to bash me, son. You used to be like, "Fuck you getting that Razr for? It's just trash." And
because I was on MySpace on my phone,
right? And I get it. I 1,000% get it. But when you think of what that phone attracted, who that phone attracted, versus like you were the only one with a Microsoft phone. Everybody else either had a Nextel or a fucking Razr.
Or a Razr.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you apply that mindset to today, it's, or a Sanyo, but a flip phone. But apply that mindset today and how, people, nostalgia isn't enough, but people may be wanting to experience what a Razr was like, but was unable to experience what a Razr was like, could be the tipping point. All right. Now, again, I feel like that price for what you're getting, nah, I think they dropped the ball there. But if they could make the phone a price competitor to what's currently out, and it's an Android device. Maybe let's say it has the most recent Android operating system. It comes with pretty much, if it's an Android device, it can pretty much do what your Android device does. Maybe it doesn't take the best pictures, but it takes relatively good pictures. But what it attracts, what's attractive to the consumer is, I got this fucking thin ass Razr fucking phone, and it's beautiful in my hand and what have you. Once you got that, people don't like ugly phones. As much as people buy iPhones and what have you, people don't like ugly phones. But when you can get a device in your hand and you can really say, I like this device in my hand, that's what people are missing now. And I think that could, I'm not saying it would, but it could be a selling point for people.
So one thing that Snow said I think is very important to clue into, I just want to step back real quick, was his rebuttal to the battery life on Razrs never being good.
Right.
And I totally agree, but in those days, none of the phone battery lives were good. That was the norm. My issue with what they're offering now in the Razr is battery. Well, I mean, I think it was just analog phones, and then it was heavily based on the carrier and the frequency
that
they were using.
Because the The LG
So
phones,
AT&T's phone usually was just fucked
LG
up.
phones didn't work well on AT&T networks. But then if you would get that same LG model on Verizon, it would be okay.
Yeah, it was just a ton of technology gotchas that were going on.
Right.
But today, you'd have to fight to find a phone that doesn't have decent battery life. That's decent battery life is the norm, and Razr has not delivered that. Whereas back in those days, they were well within the norm, except they had a beautiful product. You get what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like for them to really fight it out, they can't rely on nostalgia. They got to earn those points. I mean, the design for me is already top notch, and I like what I see. But then when you know what it is? If you tell me that phone has the same exact internals as my Galaxy S20 Ultra, except it's got a weaker battery life, I'd rock with you.
Yeah.
I'm all good with that.
I can see your point.
But the shit didn't have the processor from the Galaxy S10.
Mm-hmm.
It had a processor that was technically in Snow's S9. You get what I mean? Like, fam, I'm not paying. This is like Audi when they rolled out with the A4 with a 4-cylinder 165 horsepower engine. The fuck are you selling me?
Yeah.
I'm not paying you $40,000-$50,000 for a car with 165 horsepower.
I'm not paying for that for a V4.
you know what I mean? So, but I feel like Motorola is not. I think Apple is the Motorola now.
Yeah.
Because Motorola was the apple of the eye back then. Today, Apple is just, they got all their white marketing. Everything's in a white studio, and they got all these 3D images of the ugly ass fucking camera back. Like, that's the standard now.
Yeah, no.
And I don't know what will pull, because not only when you come to the Razr do you have to get over the fact that it's not the best in the spec department. And I don't want to argue specs because by and large they don't matter. You know what I mean?
But it's a conversation point. As far as specs,
it's a conversation point, but the performance matters.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like if the specs should play a part with this device, because
at $1,500,
that's my point. It's a $1,500 phone. This phone costs more than my newest Apple device. So if I'm spending, let's say I spent let's say it's $1,300 just for shits and giggles for my iPhone, the 11, and now you're advertising to me a Razr. I'm supposed to put my Apple phone down to buy your Razr off of nostalgia alone. Nah, that won't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to bump up the specs.
You know when I think it'll work? If Apple does it. If Apple takes the same mediocre ass spec and makes the flip iPhone, I think it'll work because one, Apple generally is outside of the spec conversation. Like iPhones have been running 2 gigs of RAM for God knows how long, when Android phones had 8.
Yeah. And the shit worked. That's scary.
And it don't matter because your iMessage works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if Apple comes out and be like, yo, the shit will only last 2 hours a day, fam. The battery sucks. People will be like, I don't give a fuck.
You know what?
I don't know if Motorola can pull it off, though.
I don't know if Motorola had, if people are saying Motorola enough for it to matter to them, for it to, for it to resonate with everyone. Because I'm not saying, I don't think, listen, and it's just sounds weird to say, but I haven't said Motorola in a long time.
I say Motorola.
I mean, me and Snow talk
often.
about it a lot.
They have a dope ass. I talk to Ramon a lot. Like, I think I'm coming off of these flagship phones. I get the points and everything, and yet what I'm seeing in the real world is it don't matter.
It don't matter. Agreed.
I got my uncle, what was it, G6, G7 from Motorola. Yeah,
that was last summer.
Fam, that phone is still kicking today. He works on trucks. He got an abusive son. His son will, jump on him, kick the phone, all that. Then he drops the phone every now and then. Son, that phone is a beast. It does everything that I would do with the phone, and it still handles, of course, what he needs. I do more than what he does, and $250. That's something that's hard to beat. Like, why am I gonna?
Yeah. And that's where they're playing. That's the field where they're generally playing.
And then for me, it's like, you know, what the Samsung just did with the latest phone. Son, there's no headphone jack. I'm out. Yeah. Like, I'm done. I'm done there.
Yeah. You're gonna have in another year. You're gonna have a very tough.
It's gonna be Motorola, fam.
Get this Bluetooth cancer, son.
It's gonna be Motorola, and then the ones that I've been also paying attention to is the Asus phone. Asus phone is alright.
I like the ROG joints. What about the ones that you find on Amazon? Those. Oh man, Edgar used to send me these phones. They're like the de facto Android phone on Amazon, and you can find them in every spec. So they got every price point from 100 to like 500-600. It'll come to me.
Foldable phone?
No, we're just talking about
no. It's just a manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're known for good quality. It's not TCL, but whatever. So ultimately, I think Snow is right. That vertical fold, to me, is looking like the winner. However,
I'm looking at one right now that could counter that, and that's the.
What do you think about the Duo? That's the Microsoft one.
Whoa. We got to pause on that because that's on other levels, and you know my Microsoft bias just kicked in. So I was looking at the LG V60 ThinkQ.
That's nice.
The Duo.
Yeah.
It would be considered not vertical but a horizontal folding, but it works when I start thinking, and my mind goes back to Nintendo DS. What is the newest Nintendo now? That's the Switch. Isn't there a newer
Switch is sold out, by the way.
Yeah, well,
nah. There's the Switch Lite. I think
right.
it is.
All right, is that foldable or is that kind of like a dual?
None of them was foldable.
All right,
the 3DS was the one that had the dual screen.
Right. So
and
I'm looking at the 3DS and I see this, and I'm like, and I was just panning down the website, and I'm like, wait. So you have the screen, the bottom screen, you can type on, do whatever the case may be. You have the top screen where you can look, see, do whatever. But for mobile gaming, I think that, for people who mobile game, and it seems to be individuals out there, a great deal of individuals out there that mobile game, this looks really promising. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, this isn't bad. Spec wise, it seems pretty, I would say maybe subpar, just a little.
It's all right. But it's decent.
It looks pretty decent.
They're very attractive devices. There are a few issues in the way, like that foldable glass. What that really does is it makes the device a lot more brittle.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have foldable glass. This one is hinged.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
The dual screen V60. It's a dual screen. It's not a foldable glass.
Let me see. So this is not actually.
I mean,
this is.
It is, but it ain't.
So what you're seeing is it's a case.
Right.
So the case essentially has a screen, a display in it. And when you put the phone in the case, it mirrors the display. So yes. So this is closer to what Microsoft is doing with the Duo. But I think I don't like what I'm seeing here from this LG device. It just doesn't look elegant to me.
It works
for now, right? Because it's very 3DS. Like fam, you can refine that a little more.
Right.
But also for someone to go in the store today and pick this up, that's also a dope experience.
Exactly.
Because they have none of the downsides of like the Samsung's version.
Right.
So yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I think we'll see. I don't think the foldable screen, the bendable glass, is it.
Exactly.
Because when you flatten it out, you see all type of, you see the smudges and you see the crease in the glass and blah blah blah. So I'm either looking for what Microsoft is doing with the Duo, where it's actually on a hinge.
Exactly.
Or I'm expecting. I want to see some trickery. Like if you see what Apple is doing with the sidecar. I don't know if you guys know what that is. So one of the new features of the new Mac OS is you can use your iPad to mirror, as a second display to your Apple laptop or even your Mac. And it's pretty dope. Very low latency. It's just another screen, right? So you pair the two in hardware and your iPad now becomes a second display. Can you imagine that on a much smaller version? So they can give you two screens, two iPhones essentially, with where you don't need to have connecting circuitry to make the hinge super thick,
right?
But they connect to each other wirelessly with that same wireless madness. You know what I mean? Like I would want to see what that looks like.
Well, I am currently, you're talking, I'm listening, I'm hearing it. It's but I'm at the same time, I'm looking at this Microsoft Duo. God damn it!
It's nice. It's nice. I really like it.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty deciding on if I would keep my iPhone for this.
The Duo,
and
to me, the Duo is in the territory of the Notes. I don't look at a lot of those phones the same way. A lot of those phones, I really just look at them as just individual pieces that are just PDAs and stuff like that.
Yeah, welcome back.
But
welcome back.
I mean, it's
a productivity. I think Microsoft brands it that way,
which is smart. You know what I mean?
It's not a phone. It's a productivity or communicator.
It's a very smart thing for them to do.
Right.
I don't. Well, I know how they can mess it up. I don't see them messing it up too bad. But outside of the Razr conversation, they're the only ones that I think that could do numbers. But I just don't look at them as how everybody else looks at the other phones.
I'll tell you how they can mess up the Duo. The concept, they unveiled the concept in late 2019. It was running old hardware at the time.
Right.
I'm worried that they do not produce this with the latest Snapdragon processor.
Yeah, that would be
that's my only concern.
Would be a fail if they didn't.
It needs to have the 625 or whatever, the 655, whatever the fuck it is that I don't even remember what processor we're at now. But if it doesn't have it, to me, fam, I'm not on board with you. But what I think makes it special is when you watch the videos, and there's an SDK that they release for developers as well, so you can install it and play around with it.
Okay.
The way they handle the intelligence of the UI, right? So you can fold the phone open and just have a screen there, and then when you completely unfold it to have both screens, your mail app just sort of scales into landscape. So now you read much more of the email or the text mail. You know what I mean?
Or
like the way everything snaps together is like, oh shit, there you go. Samsung was doing it with the Fold, but it was glitchy. Microsoft seems to have a much more thought out, refined version of it.
Okay, and
I'm on board with that.
So my question would be, if Microsoft gets it right with the older processor, would there be a need, like if everything you did was seamless, everything is smooth, everything is just, would it be a
good question?
Would there be a need for the newest
yes
processor?
And no. If this thing costs $1,200, go fuck yourself, because I'm not letting Motorola slide with it.
Of course.
then I can't let Microsoft slide with it. You get what I mean?
Microsoft bias aside.
For $1,500, fam, this shit better be stocked with the kitchen sink. Right. Because now we're looking at Apple's approach. The iPhone 10 didn't cost $1,000 because Apple. The iPhone 10 cost $1,000 because 3 years later, it's still a very good performing phone, which means that they front loaded it. It was future proof. Okay. You get what I mean? And that's by and large when you saw the new iPad came out, when the new iPhones come out, they run these benchmarks and they're like, yo, this shit's not that much faster than the last phone. But you don't need this now, but you'll appreciate it 3-4 years from now when it's still banging. Right. That's my point. So if you want me to pay $1,400-$1,500 for this, even though the experience is good today, I need to know that it's good for tomorrow.
I say that the tablet duo should
Neo, I think it's called.
Is it called? Yeah, it's the tablet duo, and then it's the
tablet's the Neo, and the phone is the Duo.
Right. So I'd say like the tablet version,
or maybe I got that completely
maybe
wrong.
It's
vice versa. One of them.
The tablet I would say could be future proof. Phones.
So here's where I love this conversation about foldables, right? Do I need the tablet version if I have the phone?
God damn it, yes. Did you see that fucking tablet?
Well, the phone essentially gives me a larger surface. Right. So even to this day, and fans of this brand know us from way back. Right. On YouTube land when we were talking about fuck Steve Jobs and his remarks toward the 7-inch tablet. Because I had often said, and we all agreed, 7-inch tablet was the perfect fucking size.
Shout out the BlackBerry Playbook.
Right? And Steve Jobs says, all of them. Yeah. Right? The NVIDIA shit, all of them. And Steve Jobs said,
POA.
No, not at all. He said, anything over 3.5 inches is too big for a phone, and anything under 10 inches is too small for a tablet. What did that fucktard go and do?
The mini.
Here's the iPad mini at 7 inches. Fuck you. Right? The entire industry was wrong until you were right. What the fuck? So to me, I still seek that 7-inch tablet size. And when I unfold a Microsoft phone, I can get that 7-inch size. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm happy there.
Okay.
I don't need my phone to unfold to be the size of a 10-inch iPad. That's a little wild. You know what I mean? Well, but if I can fit a 7-inch tablet disguised as my phone in my pocket, I think I'm happy as fuck.
I think that the way the architecture behind the let's call it the Neo for now, because we're not sure, the tablet, the tablet, the way you get the keyboard and you fold it over,
it's dope.
It's dope. Like, son, like
that's dope.
That's game over for me. And
but let me ask you, you got an iPad now?
No.
You have a laptop now?
I have a laptop. I can't use it because I lost the power charger. But
so would you use? So this is my thing, right? Because I've always had the iPad Pros. I always keep tablets around. I find that I don't use like our phones are so good.
Yeah.
I'm always on my phone.
I can't. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. I can't find a use case for that tablet unless I'm doing something that I want to do it on the tablet, but I can do it on the phone.
Right. And anything you want to do on the tablet, you can do on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's a glamour thing for me, son. It's so gorgeous.
I agree.
Yeah, tablet's always been a weird place for me too, because it's like, fam, number one, I'm just gonna go to my computer.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, my phone is handling all that work, and I don't need Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to get another plan to make my tablet work with me when I'm outside of my Wi-Fi range at home. And then it's like, most times if I'm out and about, if I'm out in the street, it's a quick thing. I'm watching something. I don't need the whole screen. I'm not watching movies like that on my phone. Like, I do know people that does it, and they make it work with their phone. So the tablet's always been a weird thing. Like, I had got me 2 tablets. I had that Lenovo tablet. One Ramon helped me get, and then I have the Kindle, which is also another 7-inch tablet that I put to work. I got that just an amount of time, because then, you know, I had to have my mom use it for a little bit until I got her an iPad for her situation. Right. And you know, ask me where any of those things have gotten work at outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get that much work out of me. With me being able to be like, you know, right now to the right of me, my PlayStation is on. I can literally pull up YouTube on my phone and send it to my PlayStation. Same thing for the Xbox. My browser, Chrome browser extension is broke, so at one point I could have sent it to my desktop. You know what I mean? But like, tablets just become a hard thing.
Can I table you real quick? Because this conversation is coming up in the next episode.
Yeah.
Can we save the juice?
We can save it. We can save it, son.
Yeah, we can save
the juice. Because that's one I love to dive in. Yeah, I know I got some hate toward that.
Shit, for sure.
Okay. All right. So Snow is going with the vertical fold. I quite like the vertical fold. I'm leaning toward the
Microsoft
Duo, for my own reasons. Tawann, where you at?
I'm going with the Duo as well. Like,
with the Duo?
It just slipped my mind. I was like, wait a minute, I know there's something else out there.
Yeah.
And then, yes, you right there.
And technically, people will be like, oh, the Duo's not a fold. It's got a hinge. Go fuck yourself. Get off my lawn.
It's a dual screen.
It's a dual display. Yeah. Well, that's what they'll say. It's a dual display. It's not a foldable, like, whatever. All right. So
get it right.
We got a good gauge on this.
Yeah, sure.
We'll come back in a year and a half.
Yeah.
When Snow has his Microsoft Duo, we'll see what he has to say.
Son, you're going to get a Microsoft Duo, son.
He's going to get one. This man loves Microsoft.
Yeah.
So,
it's fucking awesome, son.
Speaking of all things Xbox.
All things considered.
So, Call of Duty. Oh, man. Call of Duty set the world on fire with their new mode called Warzone.
I really need to get Call of Duty.
So, yes, son, you're missing out. So, Call of Duty, I want to lay the groundwork for this conversation. Battlefield is missing. And Battlefield's not missing because they're missing it. They're just, they're taking turns here, right? And it's just not Battlefield up at that. However, Call of Duty is taking its time to return to the ground roots, to find the essence of what made them who they are today, and it's wildly effective. Now, the topic we're discussing is Call of Duty Warzone is creating a problem for Battlefield. And I think that started before Warzone, because within the base Call of Duty game, the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, they had what's called Ground War. And that was the mode where there was, I don't know, unlimited amount of players just facing off against each other. So it was a large-scale combat game that was very reminiscent of what we were used to in Battlefield, like Conquest. Okay. And there are vehicles, there's helicopters, there's tanks, there's little quads, and there's jackasses everywhere with sniper rifles. From the description alone, you would think that's Battlefield. However, Snow had brought this to my attention. I think I discovered it roughly around the same time. A lot of the YouTubers who do heavy Battlefield content are starting to outwardly voice their opinion that this Call of Duty Warzone new mode they're getting Battlefield feels from it. The mayhem of war, right? Helicopters blowing up in front of you, dudes putting C4 in Jeeps and chucking them through buildings. A lot of these things are beginning to happen on Battlefield. So, happen on the Call of Duty. And wanted to pick Snow's brain on how deep does that go, and does that have an impact for Battlefield?
Yeah, it has a big impact for Battlefield. And some of it has to deal with another game out there called MAG, which is retired. So the ground war, you know, it's easy for everyone to be like, oh yeah, this is Battlefield, this is Battlefield, you know, unless you happen to be on a PlayStation 3 and you were privileged enough to play MAG when it was the creme de la creme for that little window of time that it had. And it was like, oh, okay, this actually moves very goddamn well, so what's really going on here? The other issue too that Call of Duty created was, you know, they had this modern feel. You know, people forget about the Call of Duty World War II game, I think it was. Around that time, there was a Battlefield 1. And then Battlefield 1 became Battlefield 5, which is still war shit. And I still think that that was the wrong move for them to go to, right? Because we're just tired of, like, you did it once, all right, cool. You came back to back, and the crazy thing is, both of the games are amazing, right? But even our team, we're heavy Battlefield players, and we just was like, fam, I can't do but too much of this, and we weren't playing Call of Duty. I don't know what we did. Me and Ramon was on Overwatch.
We went. Yeah, we was at Overwatch.
Yeah.
And we was outside.
You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, so you know, this is a problem. We chose not to play the other games. Then Call of Duty did some swindle shit with their Modern Warfare brand, and then, you know, they did the Blackout, and they did a nice launch with the Blackout, and I really only got the game for Ramon for the Blackout mode, and you know, it was like, all right, well, this is pretty cool, but we still not, still not rocking with it. And then with this game here, you know, we playing it before the Warzone, and you know, it's pretty addictive. Like, we playing modern, TDK is good, weapons are good, everything that you know Call of Duty to be. This is back at home right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great thing. The Warzone really became the problem, because now you have this mode that's free to everybody. Now, granted, everybody got to download the whole fucking game, which, depending on what system you on, is almost 100 fucking gigs. And you know, but what do you care? It's free, right? And it's good. They got the plunder mode, the three-man plunder mode, and they got the 3-man storm mode. And to be honest with you, I don't think people even care about the storm, because there's just so much dope shit just happening. It's fun. I play Apex still. Apex is good money. Apex, I can't compare the two Warzone. I can't compare them, because Warzone don't feel like a battle royale game. And this gets into the problem where it's creating a problem for Battlefield, because literally what's happening is people are legit playing. It's like playing squads in Battlefield. Like, if they're not on your team, kill them.
Fuck them. Yeah. And there's a lot of motherfuckers to kill.
And people come back. And people come back, and you kill them again. And you got the gulag thing, which is dope in itself. And it's like, you know, why is this so addicting? Why is this so good? Why is this so that? Like, it's a terrible BR game. It's like I keep telling people. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean, like, it's just a fun mode. It happens to have those BR moments in it. And I never really feel threatened by the storm. Even when I've gotten close down to, like, you know, top 3, top 5 and all this, I don't feel threatened by the storm. I just feel threatened by other players. When I play PUBG, you know, after a while you don't feel threatened by the storm, but when you get to that last bit, you know that storm is on your neck, and you know, like, just...
Yeah, that's the main culprit. Other players are like, I'll shoot him when I see him. I can't do nothing about this circle
so,
coming in.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much fun. Like Ramon was saying, like, you got people doing Battlefield stuff. Like, Jack Frags is one of these dudes. I watched a couple videos of him because I've been, you know, resting myself a lot lately. And I'm just, you know, listening, ear hustling. I'm not really watching. I'm watching where I can, and I'm just hearing him. And I'm just, you know, they got the UAV, and they're throwing C4 in the UAV, and they taking it places, and they're bombing. You know what I mean? And they're delivering C4 packages with UAVs. That's a Battlefield thing. But only a Battlefield player would know to do that off rip. I'm not saying there ain't no Call of Duty players that didn't think about it, but I'm saying I know for a fact that Battlefield players were thinking it day one. I look at what people were doing with the vehicles, what people were doing, like people would leave a chopper down and throw C4 all on the inside and shit and wait for somebody to get in it just so they can lock it down.
Yeah, I saw
you
that.
got the Siglas, you got the Jokers. You know what I mean? You locking on motherfuckers halfway across the map and you wait for them to get in the vehicle. You just let it ride and you just watch the bomb come from above. And there's little things in this mode where it's just like, it's a lot of fun, and I'm hearing from people who haven't won yet, they don't really care about winning. They just want to get back into the mode and play again and again and again and again. And the room stay lit. It's 100 and something players in there. The room stay lit. So that creates another problem for Battlefield because the Fire Zone game for Battlefield 5 dropped, and I thought it was pretty damn good. Granted, that was like a year and some change ago now, I think, but like maybe 2 years ago now. But like, when the game mode came out, I was like, all right, this is gonna be all right, you know, as long as they keep on it. And they didn't keep on it, and the problem is they also didn't open it to everybody, which I felt like it needed that. It needed everybody to be able to play so they can understand like how Firestorm works in the Battlefield game, or how Battle Royale works in the Battlefield game. And to me, by them not doing that, this is an end result of another problem for Battlefield. If Battlefield doesn't drop a Bad Company 3 or doesn't drop a modern game period, I can really say that's it for Battlefield. And after all the work they've done to get to where they were, you know, it'd be a shame. And I really do think it's the double War World games that they put out back to back.
Yeah, we had enough of that. What I will say, Tawann, you haven't played Call of Duty.
I haven't played this Call of Duty, so I'm, you know, what I see with this, what do you call it? Is, it's very PUBG-ish, which I played. It's very Fortnite-ish. It's the difference is it seems to be. It's me and only me against you and only you against you.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah. Standard battle royale.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think this will finish Battlefield. But you want to know why I don't feel like this will finish Battlefield? Because we already have a PUBG and we already have a Fortnite. All right. And it's what I'm seeing is, there are differences, but it's very similar. And
so,
go ahead.
That is a very good point. However, when's the last time you played Battlefield?
It's been a while.
Son, it's a chore to turn on Battlefield.
Son, it's damn near already
fam,
over.
It's a chore to turn on Battlefield, fam.
It's all and
well.
What? Let me preface this by saying my preferred game is almost always going to be Battlefield, and that's because I generally like the feel of Battlefield games, the weight on the soldier, the momentum, the weapon mechanics, right? Which is, and I'm not a Battlefield whore, I am indeed, but when something like Medal of Honor comes along, oh, I like that too, right? I would say Call of Duty I like a lot less than those two. However, fam, I'm not playing any World War I shit or two. I'm so tired of that.
Right.
We were tired of that when they gave it to us.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't cut it on. But I guaranteed we'll cut on Battlefield 4 and the servers are still full.
But that's the point. When you go back and play Battlefield 4, Bad Company 2, like these games are cool, Battlefield 3, but they're dated. It's not as much fun as you remember it
Especially
being.
Battlefield 4.
Like they're some Battlefield 4 is just like
Battlefield
can't do that.
Nah, listen, Battlefield 4 and it's funny you mentioned his name. What's the dude that you just mentioned? You watch videos, Jack Frags. So I'll watch him as well. Jack Frags just mentioned Battlefield 4 on a video, and it was an older video, but Battlefield 4 had already been out, and but Battlefield 4 was what, 2012, 13. So the video was dated for 2017, and it's still rocking 4 years later, 3 years later.
Don't pay that any. The reason you're still gun ho on Battlefield is because you haven't played anything else. If you played anything else,
I think that's a testament to Battlefield.
No, it's not.
Fam,
it's not.
I just played.
If you played anything else on the market, you would not go back to
I
Battlefield.
threw on Battlefield maybe about 2 months ago. Battlefield 4, the homies really wanted to play. I was like, all right. It was me, my boy Zombie, and my cousin Dread. And fam, we got in there, and it was like, fam, we need to close this out. Like, fam, we need to close it out. Like, you can't do it no more. We were better off playing Hardline. And Hardline is wild underrated.
It is.
We're talking about a game from 2013 that's the pinnacle of that franchise. Which means I'm not saying Battlefield 5, it was alright. Okay. I played it. What was the last one that came out?
Battlefield, no.
The one before that was Battlefield 1.
4, Battlefield 1.
All right, Battlefield 1 was alright. Battlefield 5 was alright. But son, what the fuck with these weapons? Like, I don't want to see any World War. Son, stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather them do the Call of Duty shit and put jetpacks on everyone than to take me back to World War I or World War II.
And I agree with that. They should not be giving us old fucking wars when we should be in a modern day war game. So,
son, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Looking at warfare, COD warfare. It is appealing. So, to your point, about we played PUBG. PUBG was fun, but I don't play. I couldn't play it anymore because for a long time, even when I played it, I was kind of sort of like, this don't feel like Battlefield, but I'm willing to play it because it's fun.
And the game was broken.
And it's broken, but it was fun. So I'm going in the direction of the fun. I'm not going in the direction of what's antiquated when it comes to games, because Battlefield, yes, may be antiquated, but it still possesses that something that I can get on. Like, son, I'll go to Battlefield Bad Company, and yeah, maybe it won't be on there, but I still get my joy from it. And I don't think that when the dust settles on this game, I don't think that this has that type of longevity. Because when the next game
I'm going to attack it from this. I'm going to attack it from this angle. Give me 3 things that makes Battlefield for you.
The destructibility.
Okay.
The gameplay.
What gameplay? How? Give me
specifics. Just the way it moves, the way the familiarity,
that's better in Call of Duty.
I've never liked how Call of Duty moved.
But
ever.
That's what we're trying to tell you. This Call of Duty isn't Call of Duty. This Call of Duty is closer to Battlefield than you think. You haven't played it.
So,
what's your third? Give me.
I'd say my third is just the option to do dumb shit. And again, I haven't played this.
Son, it's better in Call of Duty.
I haven't played this, so I'm going to reserve.
So you are spot on. You are spot on. The only thing Battlefield has at this point is destructible environments. And what is it worth if you don't have a game that I like playing for the last fucking 10 years?
Yeah. I mean,
and the point is, we'll never argue. We can never have an argument that comes to a general consensus of which one's better. Right. Call of Duty or Battlefield. That's not it.
I think it's specifics.
What I'm saying is, by the time Battlefield comes back to form, it may be too late. It may not matter for most of the community, because most of the Battlefield community was able to pick up and continue on Call of Duty minus destructibility. Well, you know what? It don't fucking
And then
matter.
you gotta think about how many guys went over to the Ghost Recon for a little bit, and then how many guys went over to Rainbow Six.
Son, and there are things I miss about Battlefield, like, you know, running through buildings, shit crumbling, and your fucking wild screen shake. All that stuff is not in Call of Duty, but Call of Duty has their own versions of that. That's equally like, oh, we gotta take a break. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Son, we're in a fucking 150 player match calling kill streaks on people.
And
that is a level of fuckery that you need to get down with.
And that's the crazy part right there. And again, with the Warzone being free, right, is one, right now you can go download that game and just play the Warzone mode, and it may make you go buy the game so you could play in an intimate setting.
I can download Call of Duty Warzone for free.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and you'll be playing what we're playing.
That's what I was talking about. It's crossplay. It's crossplay, so no matter what you buy it on, I mean, what you put it on. Not like you got a PlayStation anyway, fool. But you know what I mean?
Nah,
like,
absolutely not.
You know, I could rock out with you on my PlayStation. You know, I'll carry you. That's what we do over here. And you know, you rock out with the plunder mode, which is a lot of fun in itself, regardless of how we feel about certain things on it being broken. And and then the regular Warzone mode by itself is where all the fun is at. Like, people are dropping days in there, and a lot of it has stuff to do with the coronavirus as well, right? So the coronavirus got everybody in the world indoors
first of all.
So right now, I kid you not, right, Doom Eternal is probably the best game on the market right now, right?
I was looking at that. I was thinking about downloading Doom.
Fam, you need to play the original Doom.
I have the original Doom.
You should play that, right? So Doom Eternal is probably the best game in the market. Thing is, when people get done with that, they're gonna go to Call of Duty. Those that know, they're gonna go back to Call of Duty. If you happen to have Animal Crossing, they're gonna go play that, but then they're gonna end up at Call of Duty. If they have a little bit of shooter in them, they'll go to Call of Duty. All
right.
There's nothing else out there right now that is free at a high quality that's promoting this type of fun.
Fuckery.
Yeah.
Fun fuckery. Right. Fuckery fun.
And I'm not one to just be giving Call of Duty props like that, but the reality is that the game is really just that dope.
And listen, I understand and I get it. All right. But what I see from this Call of Duty Warzone is what I saw from PUBG and what I still see from Fortnite.
All right, so let me tell you some.
Okay,
that's what you see. That's not what you feel.
Let me tell you some more about the game, because we were skipping over some stuff. So in the game, there's things that is happening at the same time. There's mini games happening all throughout the game, right?
Right.
So we could do Search or Destroy. We can do a bounty. We can do these cases, these Kate searches, these little things that we can do while we're getting money, right? The money can help us, bring our homies back, buy essentials, this, that, and the third.
Right.
All that while you're still trying to play, the kill mode down. You start getting into these little intricate battles, and you start trying to control little maps, little areas on the map. And because the whole thirst thing, it becomes king of the hill for a little bit. It's like, oh, we hear that somebody got that wild sniper. We got to go deal with that. Everyone hears it. Everyone hears it, okay. And everyone can see, so-and-so's got knocked down by that sniper. That looked like it came from over here. We got to deal with that now, else is going to deal with us later. And now you and your trio are like public enemy number one. People could put that bounty on you. You can collect bounties and you can become the bounty. Like, there's a game within the game within the game within the game, much like Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's all being hidden. It's all being hidden under the Battle Royale format.
The Battle Royale.
Right, but my question to you is, doesn't Fortnite already offer that?
No.
So here's the scope, right? Fortnite is a Battle Royale game. I don't know, 100 people in the thing. You got to be the last one standing.
Right.
Fortnite, you build shit.
Right.
To me, Fortnite's not a fucking Battle Royale. It's a building simulator.
Nah, Fortnite is a Battle Royale.
I don't know.
Game.
I don't know how much you've seen of Fortnite, but if you can't build, you will almost never win.
That's the challenge.
You know what building is,
challenge.
Tawann? Like, it's not about shooting. It's about building.
But
so when somebody takes a shot at you, you need to be able to turn around.
But make
build
no
up a
mistake
wall.
about the mechanics of that shooting in that game. It is top. It's top.
No, it's on
notch.
point.
And I told people this was they
on
gave
point.
everybody a battle royale mode without the building, and everybody found out how good the shooting actually was. And so
No, it was good.
I get that the building is there, but I don't want to undermine the mechanics of its shooting. It's fucking top notch.
Understood. My issue with Fortnite is I'm here to shoot. I don't really care for the building. And you don't have, out the gate, you don't have much resources to build shit. Right? Because you can build wood
Brick
or, I don't know,
steel,
brick or
all
whatever
that
the
shit.
fuck. You got to go mine
While
this
you're
shit.
playing.
So while you're running around, you got to take out your axe and chop down sides of buildings and trees and shit. Just so you get resources to build. Fuck that. PUBG now is a fucking camping simulator. PUBG is played like DayZ, some zombie shit. The goal in PUBG is to stay away from smoke, stay away from people for as long as possible. Ride the outside of the circle, let motherfuckers kill each other, and you just come in at the end and stay in your building and hope that they'll kill each other around you and you just shoot one dude in the head and you win. It's intense as fuck, but it's also realistic as fuck. PUBG is not easy to play.
Right.
Those weapons, fuck that game. On top of the fact that the game is broken relentlessly.
Right.
Right? Okay. Call of Duty Warzone. Fuck's the name of it now?
Warzone.
Warzone's a battle royale mode. First of all, there's 150 motherfuckers rolling around. This shit.
Right.
And there's talks of even increasing it. And the mode, the game is big as fuck. Now, when you touch down, same battle royale shit, right? Everybody, it's not as hard as PUBG because PUBG you start with nothing. At least here in the Call of Duty, you get a pistol. And in PUBG, they're very stingy with loot. It's hard to find a good weapon, ammunition, right? And that increases the anxiety and intensity of the game. In Call of Duty, fam, any building you go in is gonna have some shit that you can get things done. You're gonna find an M13, you're gonna find an M4, a fucking rocket launcher. You're gonna find all that shit. You're gonna find whatever you need, right? It's all there. However, what you have the ability to do with this added layer of contracts is there's ways for you to get money in the game. Just kind of like resources in what is the name of it? Fortnite, right? Just like how you can break down buildings when you're not shooting at each people to put resources in your pocket. In Call of Duty, there's opportunities for you to gather money. Now, what is this money for? You can call a loot crate in, and it drops. A loadout crate is what they call it, and you can get your gun loadout from the game. Hold the fuck on, son. So that gun that that M16 version that you've been fucking wiping the floor with people, if you get your 40 or 50,000, whatever it is, you can get that for you and your squad. Now it's a whole different ball game. So this creates this race. Motherfuckers is like, fam, he who gets to his default loadout first controls the game.
Okay.
So people aren't worried about looting per se.
As opposed
now
to
you're not
getting
looting,
to that point.
You're trying to get money. And how you get money? You take contracts out on other players. So when you get a contract out on a dude, you need to go fucking kill him because I need this money to get this one up. Right? And then there are other various contracts where you got to go across the map to capture points and pick this up. So that it encourages you to move around and be out and about. So the person who plays like PUBG, where they just stay in the house in the corner, they ain't gonna do shit.
Right.
They ain't gonna get nowhere. You're gonna get fucking steamrolled. So it encourages the smoke. So it's a lot different feel than what it looks like.
So,
and you really need to experience it. Some motherfuckers is calling kill streaks in Battle Royale.
So my original point wasn't like, okay, Here's PUBG. They over there, and here is Fortnite, and they over there. And now here is Warzone. My comparison is the game is relative. The game, all three of those games are relative, but they're not the same. I would call them cousins.
It's all about the mix,
or they are like if I've played one battle royale, then it's safe to assume all types of crazy aside with Warzone, I've played Warzone.
You've played all
battle royale. So
I disagree. You'd have to see it when you.
Right? No.
It's tough to tell you.
What I'm saying, because I see there's an acid storm. There's a circle that you can't go beyond.
If you're speaking on that, the base of battle royale, yes. If you play one, you play them all. However,
right,
but if the mechanics, any shooter, you've played them all.
But the mechanics of this particular game is far different from PUBG, far different from Fortnite, because in Fortnite you gotta build forts. It's Fortnite. In PUBG, it's about staying alive the longest. And this, it's. I think what we are missing is Call of Duty got it right.
Nah, fam, they all got it right. It depends. To be honest with you, and to me, Apex,
they all got their own lane.
Is probably the one that's got it the best, if you ask me.
Right, or and even one could.
You've played Apex, right?
I haven't played Apex. Apex, so
you would love
I
Apex.
Would probably have to see that. Yeah, I would have to see that. So when you're talking about battle royale games, and this seems to be where we're now based on history, where we're leading up to, battle royale games is probably the thing currently. And what I say is, when you think about Battlefield, all right, Battlefield was always marketed as all out crazy, large scale war. Bring the tanks, bring the airplanes, bring the let's C4 this and do that. Yeah. The intricacies of Call of Duty Warzone makes it better than Battlefield. But the purity of Battlefield is what makes Battlefield. And
that's in Call of Duty Ground War.
Right, but the purity, what drew us to Battlefield and kept us there, I'm going to play this and I'm going to see exactly what you guys are saying this is about. And hey, if it moves me like Battlefield, okay, this is the game right now. But
so we're not saying it's better than Battlefield. What we're saying is it's creating a problem for Battlefield, because like you just said, what drew us to Battlefield not only exists in Call of Duty in various modes, right? You're talking Ground War, Warzone, Plunder. Right. It exists in a evolutionary step.
Okay.
It's gotten better than what we've seen in Battlefield.
Okay.
Right? Minus the destruction. And I think the destruction is a large part of the fun as well. But when you see the other features that Call of Duty has added to this large-scale warfare thing, the destruction almost doesn't matter. It's just one other feature that's over there that's just not here, and vice versa.
Okay.
And if you play this, I'm willing to say you're going to go off the deep end on it. And by the time Battlefield comes around, you will have questions about if it's worth it to go back or not. That's the problem we're talking about. Because before, there was nothing like Battlefield.
Can I download this for the PC?
There was no question. Yeah, of course.
Well, goddamn it, why not?
Son, this Call of Duty shit here is, this is the biggest home run I've seen in gaming in a long time.
Wow.
Because these franchises are big as fuck, and they're stale as fuck, and they give you 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 versions as fuck. And here we see a development team that's so nimble. And so, you know, the buzzword today is emotionally, what is it? Emotional intelligence. Is that what the fuck it's called? They just know what people want and they execute it. And then, we forgot to tell you about the gulag part of this shit, Tawann, in the Battle Royale, which is something you haven't seen in Battle Royales. So if you get fucked up, me and Snow, first of all, you have a second chance. You go to a prison and you fight it out 1v1 against somebody else that just got fucked up. And if you win, you come back in the game to join
Get the fuck out of here.
We never seen that in the Battle Royale, right? But let's say...
And you get to do it once per...
once per round. So let's say you got fucked up and you don't get to come back in. Me and Snow can go get some money and go to a buy point and buy your freedom back in the game.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
So there's these little nuances that makes it feel fresh.
Okay.
That makes it like, it gives it that Call of Duty constant action. And that's the shit that we love about Battlefield, right? So in Battlefield, I remember at one point, all three of us was like, fam, we need a break. That was intense. That was 40 minutes of holy shit. You know what I mean? Like the Battlefield 3 days when shit was dropping on your head. Motherfuckers was crashing planes into buildings. Like this shit happens in Call of Duty today. And it feels so weird to say Call of Duty and not Battlefield.
Yeah.
And the other thing too about like I guess buying your freedom, that's from Apex. Apex changed the game by allowing you to pick up your teammate's token, get it to one of these locations on the map, and then they get to spawn back in if you can secure them in. You know what I'm saying? Like that changed the game of Battle Royales.
Right.
So Battlefield took that and did their own thing with it. Just like they got some of the Fortnite pieces where you could hear certain treasures. They play certain sounds. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a student of the game, which is what they always do. They steal everybody's shit, and then they make you forget who they got it from. You know what I mean?
Who they got
some clown ball shit they do all the time. Like even the beloved Call of Duty 4, the thing that makes it, the underlying thing that makes it so lovable is actually from fucking RTS games. You know what I'm saying? Or those World of Warcraft games and shit like that. All the XP and all that shit. Like that's the part that no one, it's such a stealth thing. No one catches on to that.
They gamify the updates, and when you get an upgrade to a new class, you hear you've unlocked some shit. You be like, what the fuck was that noise? And now like you got to keep playing because you got to keep hearing that noise. But I'm gonna get you excited, Tawann. The real mode that we play a lot is called Plunder. So you remember a while back we was talking about that game.
That's fucking Hardline.
What is it?
Right there, son. That Plunder shit reminds me of Hardline.
It is Hardline. It is Hardline.
Payday.
We was talking about the game, the cops and robbers shit. Yeah. So what this is, you go out, you do contracts, you find money around the map, right? And the first team to collect $1 million wins the game. It's that simple.
Okay.
Now, you can find money in houses and crates, and when you kill people, you take their money. Or you could do contracts and kill people and take their money. You can capture points. You get money for that. Blah, 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 blah.
A lot more money in the Plunder mode.
Son, they got these points, these helicopter piggy banks, right? So the map is big as fuck. So there are various points in the map. There's a helipad. And you go on the helipad and you call in the helicopter, and the helicopter comes and you put all your money in the helicopter, and that's the bank. So when you die, you don't have any money on you, so it's all good because there's respawns.
If you
in this
die
mode,
with
right?
money on you, you lose half your money.
You lose half the money, right? Or if a motherfucker got wild cash, people take your money,
right?
Son, the goal is to get to $1 million. The fun is not letting other motherfuckers get to $1 million. I don't care about winning, but I care about ruining people's lives trying to get their money on this helicopter, son. Son, it's wild funny, son.
The battle is just fighting over fucking a bag.
It's straight petty,
fam. Like,
and you see motherfuckers, motherfuckers is loaded with cash because they got a duffel bag strapped to their back, money flying out. You'd be like, oh, you got money.
Oh, you got money,
you know
money.
What I'm saying? You got money. Okay, son, it is wild. You and like when you're the number one earner in the game, you get
Top
marked
3,
on the
I
map.
think.
People, top 3, yeah. People coming for your head, son. That's the mode because it's still large scale war, and it's still not encouraging people to camp. But there's respawns. So when you die, you respawn, you fly back in close to where your team is. So I think that's the more accessible mode, and that's where I have the most fun. I think you'll love that one, and that's one that's free as well.
I'm trying to actually download it now, but whatever.
You gotta do it from BattleNet. So I think you'll like it. I'd love to revisit this topic.
Oh yeah, I could say we can put this on the docket as a revisit because I want to play this and I want to get in. I want to get invested in this particular game.
Yeah.
And I think very, very soon.
What I think is happening is you're getting excited about all the shit we're talking about, but you're not excited to play in Call of Duty because Call of Duty never felt like the beloved battlefield.
Call of Duty never resonated with me. See, I trust you guys. Right. I trust you because if you say, like you said, PUBG was an awesome game, and it was a broken game, but you felt like that energy that you put into it, I can feel that. The energy that's
it was the intensity. You never really felt that in the game before.
We never been Fortnite players, so I can say I can feel where you're coming from. Where you say I'm not into Fortnite, but I was into Overwatch, and again, that I understand why everyone is playing it, and I should play it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to give this a
the Overwatch
a spin.
The Overwatch conversation alone is one of the main reasons why you should probably check out Apex, because it's about characters and how they affect the game.
Their abilities and whatnot. Yeah.
I want to say I may have seen a video for Apex, but I've heard of it, but I haven't really.
Apex is dope. I want to be there. We're going to definitely game up because I want to be there when you first move the controller in Call of Duty. And you're going to be like, oh.
I just want to let y'all know the number one Battle Royale game is Tetris 99.
Make it off.
Just don't ever forget that I told y'all this. It's Tetris 99, fam.
No, with this shit.
Tetris 99.
I gotta be honest, son. Watching Snow play Tetris just doesn't make sense to me.
What's
because I've never you ever seen a motherfucker like you ever see those videos where like you guys know who Lewis Hammond is?
Lewis Hammond,
the driver.
Yeah, he's the F1. He's like the best F1 driver in the world. Swagged out dude.
Okay.
Cool kid.
I'm not into F1 like that.
All right, so you ever see a video where like a professional rally driver gets in a fucking Civic and scares the fuck out of everybody?
I've seen stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I've seen like YouTube.
And then and people be like, I didn't know my car could do that. That's me looking at Snow play Tetris. He be slotted like there's a hole there. I'm like, yeah, well, you suck just like me. And then he does some shit and finagles a block 4 levels lower into a hole. I'm like, fam, that's cheating. Like how you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've been playing the game wrong since the conception of the game. Cause I'm like looking down and he's looking up. And he's got that premonition vision.
Yeah, nah.
Motherfucker's like, he knows what's coming next. And I'm like, I don't even know what to put with the shit that's halfway down my screen right now. It's pretty dope to watch.
And the crazy thing about it is, I still ain't shit though. When you look at some of these other dudes. And that's the shit where it's like, yeah, watch me play. And then like, I'm going to show you one person. And then that's the goal for me. And I'm not far from it. It's just that these people never let go. And I've been playing Tetris forever, but they played a different way. They played towards something. I played for something. You get what I'm saying? I was playing for relaxing. I was playing for lines. I wasn't playing for points. And I feel like because of the Tetris 99, I've had to switch over to playing for points, which now makes me murder people on the Tetris field. Like I'm getting like 9-10 kills a game now. And it's like, you know, it's 99 other people. I'm killing 10 people. You get what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, fam. Like, and the way that they even put it together is just like, it's so simple and yet so deep. And it's like, damn, how the fuck did y'all even think about this? And, you know, it's dope. That's all I can say.
All right.
Because
Yeah, Tawann's gonna download.
I'm going to download the Call of Duty.
I'm
I'm actually, because you know what's funny about doing our podcast this way is I can kind of look at things while you're talking, and we can like.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
looking at this dude. I typed in Tetris God, and I'm just looking at this dude. And I'm about to turn this shit off. Goodbye. I'm not.
Anybody that puts the word God in their name, you don't want no
spoil with these dudes, son. I'm telling you, fam.
I just watched what he did for just 20 seconds, and I'm like,
son, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how?
Bye.
There's this one dude
Bye.
at the Tetris 99. He'll stack everything to the top to where you're not supposed to be able to move. Most people think like, damn, I messed up. Nah, he does this for practice, and all he doing is just attracting everybody to, cause like when you can set it to like go for the kill, and it's always gonna scan the board and see who's in danger. So he puts himself in danger to get everybody to look at him, and then he just drops combo, and he starts killing everybody. And it's to the point to where you'll see the little lines and people try to get off of him, and he'd be like, nah, fuck that, and he'll chase him back down. Where you going? Fam? Like, fam, it's crazy, fam.
Wow.
That's probably the dude that created Bitcoin in the basement board. Fucking Tetris God.
Yeah.
Holeless. But anyway,
Yeah, this was good.
Before we roll out, I want to make some mention that in the notes you will find our social media links and how to reach out to each
You
of
sure
us.
will.
And as always, the episode is always on the website, lifestylesdefined.com/podcast. If you're looking for more information, check us out there. You got the YouTube channel where we release short versions of these conversations and yada, yada, yada. So you know where to find us. But alas, my name is Ramon.
I am Tawann, a.k.a. the Kicks God.
And I'm your boy Snow, Tetris 99 God.
Tetris 99 God.
For sure.
We out of here.
Peace.